Hello, I'm Terry, and quite frankly, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm beginning to think too many of you out there think life is supposed to be fair. It's not. Nobody's equal. There are people that are better looking, and as you can tell by my background, there are probably people who have better backgrounds. But if life was fair, then I would have the same background they have to do my video. So this is simple. If you're sitting there complaining and whining about how life isn't fair and not treating you right, all the people around you will see you as a whiner and a complainer, and thus they're not going to help you to get to where you might be able to better your life if all they think is you're going to whine and complain, and that's not what life is about. Life is about taking chances. Yes, there are people out there who are in a rough spot. Some people who have dug themselves, a 10-foot hole and have a 10-inch ladder to get out. It is during these times when we find what you're made of. So if you're somebody who can say, hey, I know I'm in a bad spot, but you know what? I know there's grants out there. I know there's loans out there. I know there's scholarships out there. And so I'm going to go back to school. Or, you know what? I'm in a dead-end career, and so I'm going to take that chance, and I'm going to leave and go do what I want to do. The economy right now sucks to high heaven. We know that. But if you always wait for that right time, it's never the right time. You have to take the chances, and you have to go for it. It's like I hear people all the time talking about why I don't have money. And I had a great pastor one time who once said, the reason why you don't have money is maybe because the Lord doesn't think he can trust you with it. And it goes for everything else. Why don't I have the right life? Why can't I find the right boyfriend or wife or girlfriend or significant other, whatever your thing is? Okay? It's because you aren't putting forth the effort to find what you're supposed to be doing. So, I'm going to try and do some more videos on some other topics. I know this one was kind of cheesy and probably doesn't really fit what I ultimately would like to get to. But I see these videos as a way for me to express the way I see truth. It isn't going to be about all politics, because let's face it, you know what? We're all political in some way. Either you're not political or you are political. Either way, you're political because you've made that choice. This is going to be about what do I see as truth? Is it the fact that, Obama's not the best president? Well, yeah, I didn't vote for the SOB. But you know what? He's still the president. He still deserves a level of respect. But let's face it, the guy's a piece. We all know it. But it's also about, the other truths in life. If because we see the stock market tanking, well, it wasn't doing too bad today, and then the European markets crashed. Well, not really crashed, but they were down, sort of. And that led to volatility back here in the U.S. Do people realize the world economy is flat? Or flattening, as some might say. Coke, Walmart, Pepsi, GE, Caterpillar, all of these huge companies do business in hundreds of other countries. And so what affects them in that country can trickle down eventually to affect us in this country. Hey, gas prices are cheap. I know here where I live, it's under $3, and I ain't seen that in a coon's age. But, you have to look at the overall picture. Gas prices are down. Oh, so that'll make transportation cheaper. Well, yeah, it does. And maybe, you might have a better Christmas. But think about it. It's down because places like Europe and China are not in the demand for oil like they used to be. And you're like, well, who cares what happens over there? Well, if they're not needing as much oil, that means they're not needing as many goods and services as from the U.S. as they might normally like. Or it also means, in the case of China, that the U.S. economy is not ordering the amount of materials that they used to from China. So all you that like your Barbie dolls, or in my case, I like my baseball cards, are saying, hey, I'm not ordering enough. So they're laying off people in China. So they don't need enough oil. So the price goes down, and hey, here in the U.S., I pay, a couple of bucks cheaper for my gas. These are things you got to look at. These are the truths in life. And for those people who think they can just sit back and not pay attention to anything, and then they want to offer an opinion about everything, your time is coming due. You either need to sit up and start learning, or you need to go off in that closet and put a bullet in your head. Because in my opinion, you're too stupid to be allowed to live, much less to be allowed to reproduce. Well, so these are my truths. If you like them, hey, great. If not, well, I'm sure I'll get a bunch of hate mail